Welcome back to Startup Dugout by Dell Technologies, a podcast series where we talk to entrepreneurs from India's biggest tech startups to go back to that time when. That time when you needed allies. That time when you needed sound advice and good mentors. That time when you were looking for the right tech partners who can accelerate growth. This podcast series is hosted by me, Sairee Chahal. I'm a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and evangelist for women's internet. I run Shiros and Mahila Money, creating internet ecosystems for women and helping them with employment, entrepreneurship, and access to capital. On Startup Dugout by Dell Technologies, we discover how industry leaders respond to challenges in their entrepreneurial journeys and also learn how initiatives like Dell for Startups empowers companies through innovative technology, strategic guidance, proven practical capabilities, and expert consulting assistance. On this episode, I am joined by Jimeet Modi, the founder and CEO of fintech startup SAMCO, one of India's fastest growing online discount stockbrokers that caters to more than 75,000 customers across India. Founded in 2015, SAMCO's mission is to provide investors with the access to sophisticated financial technology and make them successful in their wealth creation journeys. Jimeet tells me about SAMCO's unconventional business models, their emphasis on investor education and awareness, the importance he gives to the tech in fintech, and more. Wonderful to have you here, Jimeet. Thank you for joining us. And super excited to learn about what you're building and the approach to building it. Let me begin by asking you very fundamentally, how did you get here? You have a bunch of corporate experiences on your resume, DSP, Reliance, JSW, and then you ended up joining the family business, the Samruddhi Group. Uh, why not stay in the corporate world and do more? What prompted you to come back?
So first of all, thank you so much, Sairee, for having me over. I think I'm looking forward to this. And now, just to take you a little bit back in time, when I started, my first love, because of the fact that I come from a Gujarati family. First love has always been capital markets. Breakfast conversations are always about what stocks going up, what stocks going down, and and so as a child, I was exposed to the markets very, very early on. And while I was starting out my career, I did do a lot of I did do a lot of audit work with some of these large corporates and tried to understand how the entire corporate ecosystem works. But I think very early on, I was, I think, maybe 14 or 15 at the time when I was introduced to the markets and I sort of made my first investment. And I knew at that point of time that at some point or the other, capital markets is my calling, and I have to go back to it. I can and learn and gather whatever experience I want. But I think that's where home is going to be over a period of time, I think, from a career perspective. And I think 2011, after I completed my education, and I decided to go to the family business. 2014 is when I said that there is a massive transformation required. I mean, brick and mortar is a business model, is taking a backseat. There is a need for a lot more innovation, a lot more, the entire experience needs to be a lot more digital in nature. So we said, okay, we need to do a 360-degree transformation, and we started from the brand. So we transformed the brand from Samruddhi to Samco, and then since then it's been no looking back.
Wonderful, wonderful. And of course, you've done so much since then. One of the things that you did was unbundling of services, and you have an interesting business model. You don't get paid by per transaction basis, but you do charge a flat fees of 20 rupees. Fascinating, and I know you have some influence from Warren Buffett's own philosophy. So walk us through that. What is happening here?
So I think, see, in the world of investing, I mean, our stated mission at SAMCO is to help customers, literally make more money, help them achieve their best financial performance possible. And one of the ways we do this is obviously giving up cost benefit to the customer. So, you know, till the 2010 2015 period, by and large, customers still used to operate with larger bank-based brokers or other brick-and-mortar brokers, where they used to end up paying a massive fee for every transaction. So let's say if you made an investment of 10 lakh rupees, you would end up being charged about 0.5%, which would translate to about 5,000 bucks. Now, for us, we are a technology platform. We are our entire business model is built on technology, building platforms and providing those platforms to end consumers. Our servicing model and our delivery model is not a ad valorem model. It is essentially it doesn't make a difference to us whether it's a 100 rupee transaction or 10 lakh rupee transaction. The cost of processing the transaction for us is literally the same, because it's technology, right? It's not based on a human who's servicing the end customer. So we saw huge benefits of because of the adoption of technology, and we said, let's pass on this benefit to the customers. And this whole flat fee broking model was a very, very well evolved model in the United States in the 1980s, and we were probably very, very late to adopt it. It took us a good 35 years to bring all of that to India. But we said, okay, let's do that, and we were amongst the first few ones to move to a flat fee broking model, and our customers saw savings anywhere from 80% to 99%, right? So, and I thought, and effectively, those additional savings for customers means that hopefully over a period of time they're going to do more business with us, they're going to transact more with us, and it's going to be a mutually beneficial relationship for both of us.
Very cool, very inspiring. And I guess in a country where financial inclusion is a big theme, and a lot of people probably haven't consumed their first real financial wealth product, this is a great move. And I'm sure it's actually expanding the market, not only fighting for the same market there is. One of the things that I read about you was that there's a major focus in the group about investor education and market awareness. Apparently, there's just a ton of content that you can participate in, calls and analyst calls, and so many other means of participating in the markets as a normal consumer. Tell us a little bit about how you've constructed this. What can I expect as a consumer?
So I think, as a category, this is an overwhelming category, and I think most people who come to this category, don't come with a clear set of goals, a clear set of expectations of what they want, what they don't want, and our entire effort is about educating them right from selecting their first goal. Right? I mean, our tagline reads as SAMCO is the index, which typically means that we are here to help customers figure out that the first job that they need to do when they come to the markets is try and generate great returns, and there are a variety of things that they can do so, and constantly educating them, creating awareness, nudging them to do the right things requires a lot of effort. And the way I think about it is that every customer of mine, when he comes to the capital markets, he's not just making a normal investment like a fixed deposit, right? You go to a bank, you put up a fixed deposit, but in reality, when you open a trading account or a demat account, this is a second entrepreneurial journey that you're getting onto. This is your trading account is your business, and you need to make sure that you have everything possible to make sure that you're very, very successful in this business endeavor that you have. And that starts from consulting with the client, helping them understand where his goals needs to be, what's working for him, what's not working for him. And then what we've tried to do at SAMCO is try and build an entire experience about creating awareness, walking him through the journey, hand-holding him through the journey, so that he can achieve the best possible outcome in this business endeavor that he has. And I think that's where a major focus lies. And at the end of the day, like any business, right, I mean, you need to constantly learn, you need to constantly evolve, and there's so much happening both ways. There's so many things happening in the markets, as well as so many things happening in your own account and your own business. So getting a lot of learnings from that and is very helpful, and can actually help you become a better investor in the market. So we try and mine all of this experience that the customer has and continues to build on, and then educate him in a very hyper personalized and customized manner, right? So that's how we think that, we are in with the customer from the first day he gets in, and he sets up his business to help him throughout the journey become very successful.
Super interesting. And so that's about the consumer experience. And you mentioned about technology, and it seems you have made massive investments in technology, including being able to generate a lot of insights from artificial intelligence, lot of data science. You launched the Giga trading engine. There were the SAMCO stock railings. Talk us through these products and what led to building them. What do they do really for you, and how are they contributing to the company?
So I think, as I said, about everything that we do at SAMCO is anchored to the core mission, which is helping our customers perform really well and achieve their best financial performance. And what we try and do is we've tried to build an entire ecosystem around ecosystem of tools and platforms and features to help build this. Now, when we talk about something like a stock rating engine, we mine about 20 million pieces of data to assign a simple 1 to 5 rating to each and every stock that's trading in the stock markets, right? There are 6,000 odd stocks that are trading, and a first time user is going to find it extremely difficult to pick and choose what stocks, good or bad. So, inspired from the whole review system that we use in other walks of life, right? We often rely on reviews as to what stocks, what restaurants good, what restaurants bad, so on and so forth. And similarly, we said let's bring this to stocks and let's use a very data-oriented approach to assigning a rating and a review to a stock, so that a customer can make a better decision. Same way. One of the biggest issues that we found, we recently did a study with Nielsen where we found that 65% users don't even know the exact return that they generate from the stock markets. Now, that was eye-opening because you come to the markets for a financial return, and if you don't know how much you're making, it's pretty much like running on a treadmill. Now, to solve for this, we sort of created a tool which we call the personal index, which tracks your own performance every minute of the day. And you understand what's working for you, what's not working for you, and how you're performing vis-a-vis indices, other fund managers, so on and so forth. Now, a lot of this is data orientation, because the beauty about the stock markets and this whole trading and investing business is that your success really lies in your own data. If you're able to understand your data and use it intelligently, you can actually be far more successful. So I think all our tools help us build the experience that is required to educate the customer, make him more aware about his own journey in the markets, and eventually, as I said, get anchored to the core thought of helping him ace the index and be more financially successful.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, I can't help asking about your technology partners. It seems Dell's been an integral part of your journey. I'd love to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So, Dell has been a very critical partner in terms of us setting up our entire private cloud infrastructure, right? I mean, they have been a core partner from early days, and our relationship with Dell has given us a lot of efficiencies, great performance as a part of our entire infrastructure efforts, right? I mean, when we are managing these vast tons of data, over a period of time, we've used a lot of Dell features like the Dell Power Store, which has allowed us to do data reduction. We deploy a lot of containers and pods on Dell servers for lots for efficiencies. And ours is a cyclical business, right? You need to scale very quickly, you need to descale very quickly as markets go up and down. And the entire Dell product ecosystem has helped us scale and descale very, very efficiently without any compromise and very high performance. And I think they've also been superb on the support front. So whenever we've required to do have an upgrade, whenever we've required any critical support, they've always been available. So, and it's important in a business like ours to have a partner like Dell, because capital markets, every prices move every minute, so we can't afford even a minute of downtime. And to have a super reliable partner is very, very important to make sure that your customers don't have any negative experience, so to speak. So I think Dell has sort of really helped us deliver that to our customers.
Really happy to hear that. And of course, I think we all know about the amazing partnerships Dell has forged with the startup ecosystem and with the financial services ecosystem. As a fintech company, SAMCO has always been committed to providing customers with cutting-edge solutions, and Dell has been an essential partner in this endeavor. Whether that means fulfilling their processing needs, enabling quick scaling and descaling, or data management and reduction. Now, apart from offering trustworthy digital solutions, Dell for Startups helps startups reach their goals and define new routes for their success. They help startups in India to accelerate their digital journey and solve some of the biggest challenges in the country, keeping Dell's core purpose in the forefront, creating technologies that drive human progress. We now head back to Startup Dugout by Dell Technologies as I ask Jimeet Modi of SAMCO more about being an inclusive fintech platform, their expansion into mutual funds, and what the future looks like. My next question is a little personal from me. I work with women a lot of first-time internet users. So this has a little bit of who are you building for angle, the new trader or the person who's super established and is very familiar with stock markets and capital markets per se, or tier 2 India. What are you seeing trend wise? Are you seeing an uptake from newer segments, or are you going deeper with existing segments?
So I think our data shows us that it is a bit of both, in the sense that we are seeing more participation from tier 1 and the metros as well, but at the same time we are seeing a lot more participation coming in from the tier 2, 3, 4, 5 cities. A lot of people have started to come into the market and the segments and the category. And our focus really, I mean, from a customer point of view, is we want to help everybody who's serious about trading and investing. And it doesn't matter whether you're from tier 1 or you're from tier 3. A necessary condition for us to be able to service you very, very well, and who we are building for is the guy who's serious about his business. Because a lot of people who came in during lockdown, during COVID, they were very casual, and they treated trading and investing like a hobby. And I often say that, hobbies don't pay, they only cost you money. If you want to make money, you need to have a business. And so if there is a consumer, even, you'll be surprised to know we have customers right from Kargil to Kanyakumari. We have army officers who trade with us, who transact with us, right, from Kargil. So, but we are building for the person who's serious, who wants to be successful, who's not just here thinking about the stock markets as a gambling machine or as a casino, who wants to be here for the weekend, try his luck, and try and make money overnight. I think those are people who may come and go. They will be successful in bouts, but I think that's not a sustainable way of dealing with the stock markets. So we that's where we are focusing on, and we've seen that people over a period of time have started to take this a lot more seriously. I mean, and the whole couple of decades ago, people would flatly say stock markets are entirely they are a casino, and you're just gambling. But now I think what we've seen is that people have a far more methodical approach. People come with the with a mindset that they need to learn. Obviously they want to make money, and they want to make quick money, but they want to try and also do it right. And we are seeing this pretty much across the sections of the demography as well as geography. I've seen males come in, we've seen females come in, pretty much from across the country. And one of the most interesting trends that we saw, because you asked, was women are actually far more successful at investing and trading than men are. Our data shows that women are 10% better than what men do. I think probably because they're far more calculative, or they try and make sure that their risks are well understood, and they manage their risks a lot better. But yeah, I think those are some trends that we are seeing as far as behavior is concerned.
I believe you when you say women are far more successful, because I think they're also a lot more consistent, and they definitely manage risk better. And I we see that very closely in our line of work. So I hear you there. So coming to a little bit about the future here. Uh, you recently got a SEBI approval for mutual fund license, and that's the way forward, I believe, for you. Talk us through this expansion. How does that help the consumer better? How does a managed portfolio of mutual funds become like a better product?
Yeah. So I think at SAMCO, what we are trying to do at a group level is build an entire 360-degree investment services platform. And when you look at the customer segments, right, there are a certain set of customers who want to do it themselves, and the classic DIY segment. And for them, we have our entire broking and trading platforms and all the tools that we have there. But there is also a massive segment which can't do it themselves, right? Because simply because they may not have the time. They're working professionals, they're businessmen. They have the money, they have the savings, but they can't spend the time that is required for them to put their money to work. And for that segment, mutual funds, managed portfolios are a far better option than trying to sort of dabble in direct equity. And so at a group level, we set up our mutual fund. We've gone to about 850 crores of AUM in the first year, and our sense is that we are building differentiated managed portfolios for customers, differentiated products to help them create wealth. And obviously that is a massive opportunity that we believe from a business point of view. So, I mean, we see three segments of opportunities. One is help the DIY segment, and the other segment is help customers pick other fund managers, and obviously we are offering our own products and portfolios as well. So, I think we are very kicked about the opportunity across all of these three segments, and I think in the next 10, 15, 20 years, the amount of absolute wealth that will get created in India is far more than the absolute wealth that was created in the past 2 decades. So we see that probably 5, 6, 7x more than what we've seen in the past couple of decades. And that means that there is massive an opportunity for investors and traders to make a lot of money, and we are here to build the ecosystem and facilitate that wealth creation and help in customers participate in that wealth creation journey.
Wonderful. I think I can sense your optimism and share it as well. Speaking of opportunities, I do want to ask you the India question and your view on India, because clearly a lot of us are betting on India right now. All our belief is on India. As an entrepreneur, as somebody who's very closely connected to the financial ecosystem, walk us through a little more. Especially, like you said, the next 2 decades are going to be instrumental in a lot of wealth creation. What is your view on the macro economic scenario for that?
So I think we internally and obviously our PM is also coined. We are very firm believers that the next 25 years are India's Amrit Kal, this is the golden age for entrepreneurs, for investors, for every much. I mean, the amount of opportunity that is going to get created by businesses, but even for professionals, etc., is massive. And I think technology it has been a great enabler so far, but I think the role of technology over the next 25 years is going to be far more deeper. And I think over the next 20-25 years, I believe that India is going to emerge as an asset class in itself, right? I mean, global investors today take India as one part of an emerging markets basket. They think that, you're allocating some money to China, Brazil, Russia. Let's allocate some money to the so-called BRICS countries. But I think in the next 25 years, we are so optimistic that India is going to be an asset class in itself, and that's how bullish and that's how optimistic we are about India. And it's about being in the right. This. I think we are extremely lucky to be alive in India at this point of time. I think we've got a stable government. We've got the entire India stack has helped businesses, and it has allowed founders like me and a lot others to deliver services to customers a lot more efficiently. So things have kept getting better and better, and they will keep doing so over the next 10 to 15 years as well. So I think we are in India's Amrit Kal, and our my sense is that everybody has to be invested in India in some or the other manner to be able to sort of enjoy the fruits of this Amrit Kal.
Wonderful. Wonderful to see you play the long game. And of course, more power to you. Keep building not only just the asset class, but also your company. And of course, a lot of consumer belief in the financial service sector, which we all need. Wonderful talking to you, Jimeet. And wish you all the best in everything that you're building. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sairee. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Jimeet Modi, founder and CEO of SAMCO, for being on Startup Dugout by Dell Technologies. If you're an entrepreneur that's forging your path with your dreams, Dell for Startups can help you in your digital journey and transformation. For more details, check out the links in the episode description.